All right, welcome to Edina, Minnesota. Edina is a city with about 50,000 people, which makes it in the top 20. I think it's the 19th largest city in the state. Edina has seen quite a bit of population growth over the last 10 years. I think the city's grown almost 10% since the last census was done in 2010. Edina is one of the most sought after cities in the state. It's located about 10 miles from Minneapolis, maybe 10 miles from the airport. You're really within 10-15 minutes of anything that you need to get to. Edina has 44 parks, 1,500 acres of trails. You can see I'm on a trail right now called the Edina Promenade. It runs through a lot of shopping and a lot of apartments, condos, areas. This is a very popular place for people to come walk and hang out. I'm heading to a part of Edina called Centennial Lakes, which is a man-made lake system full of shopping and parks and entertainment. There's a putt-putt course, there's paddle boats, there's, in the wintertime, the lake, it's really more of 2 ponds, but they freeze them and then they maintain them so you can go ice skating. And I grew up 5 blocks from here, not in Edina unfortunately, but very close. I spent a lot of summer days at Centennial Lakes. A lot of people come here on dates, and in high school or even I've brought my wife to the putt-putt course lots and lots of times. So a really wonderful thing about Edina is all of the amenities and all of the things that you can do in the city. If you're into nature, if you're into hiking and walking, this is a wonderful city for that. Tons of trails, tons of parks. If you're into golf, Edina is home to 2 wonderful private golf courses, Interlochen and Edina Country Club. But they've also got one of the best public courses in the state in Braemar, which was recently renovated. Hockey rinks, baseball fields, I mean, you name it. When it comes to sports amenities, the city has a ton. Here we are at the Galleria. The Galleria is another really cool shopping area within the city of Edina, anchored by some long-standing and staples within the Edina community. You've also got a lot of high-end shopping within the Galleria. Coach, Louis Vuitton, Tiffany has a store within here. Peloton has a store now, and a lot of really great restaurants. But that's one of the things about Edina that, you know, is appealing to a lot of folks. Restaurants, shopping. You have so many options compared to most major cities, but you're only a few minutes away or a few miles. In fact, you know, a lot of people just walk to a lot of these places. Williams and Sonoma. It's got tremendous amenities and appeal to really all sorts of different lifestyles and lots of different people. So Edina is home to the first indoor shopping center in the entire country, Southdale Mall. I think it was built in the middle of the 1900s, 1950, 1960, something like that. But lots of other shopping areas for people to go visit and explore. If you're not into shopping, the restaurant scene in Edina is amazing. I'll walk you guys through a different part of town, 50th and France area. Lots of wonderful restaurants, high-end restaurants, neighborhood gems, the works. There's a restaurant called Pizzeria Lola, James Beard Award winning chef, tremendous pizzas, lots of fun stuff. But yeah, there's just a ton to do in this city. You know, big reason a lot of people look at the city, especially parents with families, is the school system. Edina has 6 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, and 1 high school. And, you know, depending on the reports you look at, they're always in the top 10, the school system. So you're going to get a great education. You're going to have, you know, great sports and activities and lots of things for the kids to do. And for parents, you know, like I said earlier, it's fairly centrally located. So if you want to go downtown, have a night out on the town. If you want to go to, you know, Minnesota Twins game or Timberwolves or even the Wild, you're really 10, 15 minutes from everything. Edina has a lot of employment opportunities as well. The Fairview healthcare system is, I believe, the largest employer in the city. Fairview has a very large hospital in Edina, the Southdale Hospital, but I would say the 2-block radius around the hospital is full of medical buildings and all sorts of healthcare medical opportunities there. A lot of Fortune 500 companies, or I guess a couple of Fortune 500 companies have their headquarters here. United Health Group's here. SunOpta has an office here. Dairy Queen is headquartered here. And that's kind of a unique thing about the Twin Cities in general. We have, I think, per capita, the most Fortune 500 headquarters of any city in the country. And so, you know, I used to be in recruiting before I got into real estate, and the stat that we would always throw out is that Minnesota is one of the hardest states to recruit people to. But once they're here, we have so many things to offer. The cities are just beautiful and full of so many things to do, and the community's so strong that people don't leave. And Edina is one of those cities that people often relocate to. When it comes to shopping, Edina has Target, Costco's one city over, tons of other grocery stores, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Cub, Southdale Mall, which is the first and one of the largest indoor malls in the entire country. Has tons of shopping opportunities, department stores, and all that sort of stuff. So there's, you know, lots and lots to do on that front. Restaurants is a big thing in Edina. A lot of people are coming here, and you know, one of the knocks is that it feels like it's lost some of its sense of community. But you know, you're kind of going to get that if you go into any of the major cities within the state. You know, the other con, depending on your budget and your price point, it is kind of hard to find housing, affordable housing in Edina. The city is landlocked, so there's not a lot of new construction. So what ends up happening is a lot of older neighborhoods. People will buy the smaller house, smaller lots, tear them down, and put up, you know, the house of their dreams. So as you go neighborhood to neighborhood, you know, you really have to figure out, like, what is the house, what is the neighborhood that you want. Real estate specifically in the city, you know, median house point, like I said, it's gonna be a little spendy. It's $535,000. Median price point, you'll have houses that go, I mean, I think the highest house sold for well over 10 million here. It's going to be, for the most part, older housing. This is a city that was built in the 40s, 50s, 60s. So a lot of ramblers, a lot of 2 stories, a lot of houses that, you know, they're wonderful homes. They just might be a little dated. which I think just makes the city so appealing to live in. That's one of the reasons why people flock to Edina. Schools, amenities, restaurants. I mean, it really has it all. So I think it's a great option, and you know, I would just say make sure you find the right neighborhood. It is going to be neighborhood by neighborhood, not in terms of, you know, safety or anything like that, but in terms of, is that the right house that you want, the right style, the right amenities, and that sort of stuff. So yeah, there you go. Welcome to Edina.